Hi, my name is Andrew Rafferty, and this is my video for Module 3 with the water filtration experiment. So I'll go quick here. Our learning objective for all of us was to develop an understanding of the process in which the earth filters water, to recreate that process, and to hopefully efficiently clean dirty water. Some background information that I had going into this. You see there's a picture on the right. In my chemistry room, we have a filter that takes all the impurities out of water so we can use distilled or DI water in our experiments. I'm not familiar with the water filtration process. I've never done this before. I do teach about methods of physical separation, so I was able to use some info about that. And I am quite familiar, a little bit familiar with the layers of the earth and how density is a big key into how they have settled over time. So for my procedure, I decided to order everything the size of density, with the exception of charcoal, which actually might be the least dense. But I was looking at my previous setup that we have for DI water, and the water comes in through the bottom, gets pushed up, and looks like black or charcoal was first. So I wanted to start with that. So from charcoal, I had black mesh underneath that to catch any pieces that might have fallen through. Then I went with pebbles, sand, the alum, which I was not familiar with, so I wanted to test that first to make sure it wouldn't dissolve in the water, and it didn't. Now the alum, hopefully I'm saying that right, was very, very fine, so I put the white mesh underneath of that to catch any small particles that might fall through the holes, and then I finished up with my coffee filter and a funnel. I used a ring stand in my chemistry lab to help set it up, and push pins to separate the plastic containers from themselves. So hopefully here's a video to show how it worked. It did clean my dirty soil water quite well. You can see at the bottom clean water was coming out. Now I did get overambitious, and I wasn't sure how coffee was made, so I had some leftover coffee in the back, and I didn't know if the coffee beans were actually dissolved in the water. So I tried that through the filter, and it did not work so well. So not that great, but that actually could have just been coffee being a solution and not a mixture that I could separate. Some questions of data and research. Want to know, after doing this, was this my most efficient order of materials, or should I have gone a different way? I did try to base it off of the list that I saw in the video. I use that as well. Start with like humus, topsoil, subsoil, fragmented rock, and bedrock. But I wasn't familiar with the consistencies of these, and I didn't want to cheat and look up answers beforehand. If I was just doing this in my lab, I definitely would have tested the turbidity before and after, tested for phosphates and odor. And I'm eager to see how my classmates did, and it's actually made me curious of how my DI filter works. And maybe I can make the filter myself and save our school and department some money. So on the inquiry continuum, I thought this was very learner self-directed, except for in number 1. So we basically assigned our question or our goal. We were able to sharpen and clarify the questions provided, and doing this led to more questions. But otherwise, I had everything on the far right for 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that was my video. I wish I could have expanded more, but you see under the 4 minutes.